So no one's in here yet, but I don't get to do lives during the day very often. I am off today, so I thought I would go ahead and hop up here and do a live. I was over at Chris and Larry's homestead earlier. I won a cooking book. I thought that was pretty neat. You get to win a cookbook over there on Chris and Larry's channel, and then I went to Randy's and watched his little giveaway. I've been editing a couple videos, so I have some videos edited. I had a goat hung up. That's the video I was just editing. Is the goat was stuck in the fence. So today I'm just going to kind of we'll have an open panel, and then hey, Rich Cat Ranch, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you too. So we'll just kind of have an open panel, and then I was kind of going to let everybody know what the plans are for the year. Not being able to do a live stream during the day, hardly ever is. So it's kind of weird doing it during the day. It's like 2:00 in the work week. So what we plan on doing for our YouTube channel for the year is at least one video a week, and we're going to try to do 3 shorts a week. That's the goal. Now, if it's more, great, but we're expecting to try to get 3. Hey, Janet. How are you doing? We're trying to get 3 shorts a week out. That's what that's mine and Nina's plan for the year. Oh, I did say it was an open panel, so I do need to put the link up. Copy, paste. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? So, and then random, I'm not going to give myself a live streams. I'm just not going to say that I'm going to do the live streams, but it's not that we won't do live streams. When I was doing live streams every day, it was taking so much more of my content away, and I feel better content away. My watch is vibrating like crazy. And to me, I'd rather focus and try to make better content. Hello, Grace and Fire. If anyone wants to come up and tell us about your guys' plans for your channel for the year, the StreamYard link is in the chat box there. So anyone is welcome to come up and talk about their channel. I'm trying to open another link. I did get my new computer. I'll show you guys. It's pretty spectacular. Well, it's kind of bright right there. But I have my sublimation printer, heat press. There's a Cricut right there. I got a lot of stuff up here. Oh, let me untangle my camera here. I got a lot of stuff up here on this table. Camera here. I did just turn the YouTube on because it actually the chat comes up quicker over there. But that's the goal for the year is 3 shorts at a minimum of 1 YouTube video. Like I try to do on Sunday. Every Sunday I try to release a video. There was 2 weeks that when my second computer crashed that I was not able to get a video done. So there's that. Pin that to the top. So the link is pinned to the top if anyone does want to come up and let us know their plans for their channel for the year. I would say in over at Chris and Larry, she kind of said it the way that I look at it. I don't like to make New Year's resolutions. I like to make goals and plans. It seems like they always work better for my wife and I if we set a goal for ourselves. Because goals just work a whole lot better than I would say resolutions. And then I did get some news about my doctor. He put me on a very, very pretty good diet. I lost 21 pounds the first week and a half. So in a week and a half, I lost 21 pounds. My double chin's going away. So, yeah. Lisa, is Dell at work today? Is anyone working today? I seen Grace and Fire over earlier at the official Ann Lynn show. I stopped in there and I was listening to that for a little bit while I was editing a video. Yeah. So no, but he's working on the Ranger. He should do a live while he's working on the Ranger, Lisa. So then I could sit and point out what he's doing wrong. Tell him I said it just like that. I'm just kidding. He's a good mechanic. Otherwise, he wouldn't be a teacher. But I like to give him a hard time. But at least it was funny to me. I don't know about to the rest of you guys. Yeah. So because of my gout, that's the reason why they put me on a pretty bad diet it's almost a vegetarian diet. I can have 70 grams of meat a day and that's it. For you guys that don't know what 70 grams of meat is, to someone that eats meat and potatoes all the time, it's not very much. 70 grams, I can put that on 2 forks and eat it. So there are some I can still have a lot of stuff except like sugar. Sugar is like a definite hardcore no. And for some reason, asparagus and Brussels sprouts. I don't quite understand that, but the doctor and the nutritionist set me down and said, this is what you got to do. So that's what I'm going to do, I guess. But yeah. Is anyone? No one wants to talk about their plans that they're doing over the next year, or you can call them resolutions all you want. I just don't like to call them resolutions. I was giving him a hard time on Tony's live the other day, and I don't think he realized that I was talking to him. It was pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So Emma's going back to the public school. We're getting rid of the homeschooling that Emma's doing. The homeschooling would work out better for her if she was a little bit more motivated, and she's not. So that's what we're going to. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors welcome in. So that's what we're from Florida. Hello from Florida. Hello to Florida. How about that? Yeah, so she's not bad at school. It's just she's structured is a good way to put it. Like once I set a goal or a deadline for myself, that's what I do. I don't deviate from that goal or structure or however I have it set up. My wife, on the other hand, she's like it's like watching a heartbeat. Boop, 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 boop. 1 minute she's like, oh yeah, and then no, I don't want to do that. Loop, yep. And my daughter, unfortunately, is like my youngest daughter is just like my wife in that aspect, which there's nothing wrong with. There's a lot of people that are that way. I'm very not that way. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the difference, how your kids, the things the kids take from each parent, like their outgoingness. All of the kids get that from me. My wife is very much a homebody, which I am too. I like being at home, but I also like meeting new people, seeing things I haven't ever seen before. And my kids are a lot that way too, where my oldest, he's more like his mom, but in that aspect, but like his outgoingness, like at school and stuff like that, he's definitely more like I was in school. And he does. My kids go to the school that I went to whenever I was a kid, so that helps that all of the teachers and everybody knows me, I'm sure. And my wife went to a lot bigger school than I did. So the link is in the top if anyone does want to talk about what they have planned for their channel this year. I can, if I stay here long enough, I can talk to just about anything. Like I'll just put this camera right here in front of me. I can talk to a T-post if you let me stand there long enough. I can think of a conversation to have. But if someone wants to come up, it makes it a whole lot easier. Yeah. But anyhow, that's the plans for Emma. Landon is still lifting weights almost every day. Hey, Peterson Farm, just listening in while I work on the truck, on my truck. Well, thanks for stopping in, Phil over there at Peterson Farms. Hey, everybody that's in here is a great channel. So if anyone comes back and watches this, you guys, if you haven't looked at these other channels, make sure you do, because I pretty much know I know every one of them. Yeah, there's not one in here that I don't. So I'm a lurker. Just so you and Dale must be. Yeah, probably so. You know, that's probably why we like each other so much, is because we're a lot alike. We can just keep rambling on. If someone walks away, I can keep talking. I don't know. It's just how I am. But I lose my train of thought pretty easy. If I don't, especially now, like programming stuff. Like I have my two monitors at work, right? So I'll have something going over here, but I'll have to leave myself notes or like a little map of where I'm going with my program. Otherwise, it starts doing circles all the way down. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or I just have a lot more on my mind. Yeah, but great channels. Everybody in here is great channels. Oh, that's where I was going. I'm a lurker. So I might not comment on your guys' videos, but you would probably be surprised how many videos I click on and I have my earbuds in at work and I'm just sitting there going on. And if something catches my attention, I'll stop what I'm doing for a second and I'll watch it. But 90% of the time, I do not leave comments. Now, I have been watching videos for this will be the fourth day. I have been leaving some comments here and there, but I probably watched about 20 videos today, and I think I've left 3 comments on people's videos. So I am watching videos. Just because I'm not commenting doesn't mean anything. If you see me if you have a live and you see me pop up in a live, I'm probably watching your videos. That's one of the things. Like, it's tough to try to find time to watch everyone's video and leave just a wonderful comment, which everybody would like to have, but I don't always get that way. I do, Dale. I watch your videos. So Dale must not be working on the Ranger too much, Lisa, if he's commenting. I'm just giving you a hard time, Dale. And I'm terrible at commenting. I watch, but most of the time I don't leave comments. Yeah, I'm the same way. And especially for a lot of us that pretty much everybody in here is a content creator. It makes it tough to make content, put content out, go watch other people's content, and then there's tons of people that just expect you to be at their lives and stuff. And it's, fortunately, I've always pretty much made that clear. If I have time, I'll try to be at all the lives I can be at, but I just don't have an abundance of time. Time is very precious. That's what's one of my things. I wish there was. I only get about 4.5 hours of sleep a night because of time already. But maybe that's why I can't remember anything. Is I only get 4.5 hours of sleep at night. Hey, Chris. Hey, so I was just telling everybody I won that new book, that cookbook over there, and I text my wife already. She's like, "Yeah, 4 hours of sleep is good." But I've noticed the key is you have to be asleep before midnight. So I read a book one time. So I do a lot of reading articles here and there. That it is important to be asleep before midnight, and you want to get your something with how your biological clock resets in. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. If I can remember what it's called, I'll try to put it in the description. The article that I found. It was pretty interesting. But most of the time, I usually go to sleep about 1 a.m. A lot of times, don't get home till 1 a.m. Yeah, So I was telling my my wife about that cookbook, and she's like, "Well, that's good." She's like, "But the only thing is, you probably won't be able to eat it with your diet." I was like, "Okay, but I'm gonna try." Hey, our Okie Homestead. So I want to make a video, and I want you guys to let me know if it's a good idea. I want to try to get every YouTuber in Oklahoma, not necessarily on the video, but a video of YouTubers of Oklahoma. So it's my doctor's diet. My doctor and nutritionist for my gout. They told me that I can only have 70 grams of meat a day, no sugar, no potatoes. Very, I can eat normal on Thanksgiving, Christmas, but 99% of the other time I have to eat a very limited diet. It's almost a vegan diet. I would technically consider it vegan because 70 grams of meat a day is still a little bit, but not really a whole lot. And I can have all the eggs I want, which I don't. It's something about the fat in the meat, so that's what it causes my gout to flare up. Is how they explained it. They like that. There's a whole book over there that they gave me, and they circled. I guess they went pretty extensive on the kind of gout, because I guess there's a couple hundred different types of gout, and every one of them their diets need to be a little different, because most people with gout have diabetes, and I don't have diabetes. I have the RA and I have gout. So, well, I'm sure there's probably I can eat stuff. Just I have to be very mindful of the amounts that I eat of it. So that's their big thing. But it's just one of those. But yeah. Like I've so when I got in that truck wreck, when I hurt my back real bad, they said I have a spine of a 78-year-old. So that's always awesome when you're only 36. But back to my idea. I would like to put every YouTuber I can find in Oklahoma. No, just those. Just that's the only thing I have. That they were very shocked that I didn't have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, because those are all like very indicative of each other. So usually if you have gout, you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes. RA is the same way. And I was very fortunate. I only have RA and gout. So, but I want to make a list of all the YouTubers in Oklahoma. I just think it'd be neat. I think it'd be neat for everybody to do it in their state that they're in. I actually found a YouTuber in Broken Arrow, of all places, which is here in Oklahoma. They have like 2 million subscribers. I had no idea where they were even at. It's pretty neat. I ran into them and I had my YouTube shirt on and they're like, "Oh, we have a YouTube channel." I was like, "Oh, well, that's cool." And then I look it up and I'm like, "Oh, you have a real YouTube channel. I'm just playing around over here." Well, that's good. But I think it'd be pretty neat. So like, because there's a lot of YouTubers. I've come to realize there's a lot of people that put content out. And then there would be a list. So if anyone was looking for YouTubers in Oklahoma, you could pull up the video and it would start listing off all the people around you. Because I have found a lot of people. Hi, Dale.
What are you doing?
I was editing videos and I was kind of bored, so I was like, hey, I'll do pop-up live. I don't get to do them during the day very often.
I hear you. Yeah.
I was just giving Lisa a hard time about you.
Well, what is going on? I tried to use a different computer and it didn't work.
Oh.
She messaged me and said that you were on live, so I took a break to come in here to talk to you. And
she must be talking about me.
I'm pretty sure. She don't like me that much.
But so how has your holidays been? The Christmas, New Year's.
Good. How about yours?
Pretty good.
Looks like you're having baby goats like crazy.
Yeah, we were having a lot of baby goats, and a lot of them are dapples, which makes no sense. We really don't have a whole lot of dapples in our sub chef. We don't have a whole lot of dapple.
Hold on, let me get my audio fixed.
Do you? So you use a dapple buck on them?
No, he's just a solid black buck. Okay.
All right. What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I hear you.
All right, cool. I can hear you guys now.
Hello, Generational Homestead. Oh, just hanging out.
Homestead. Wes, he comes to our lives too, Wesley. He's a young guy. He's got some pretty cool videos. But what's Chef up to?
Just headed to the store. We'll grab some stuff to make some birria tacos tonight.
Cool.
It's about it. Just hanging out, relaxing, and enjoying the rest of the day off before we go back to work.
Yeah.
So how many days did you have off, Jeff, for the holidays?
I had three for the this one, and then 4 for Christmas.
So I got off the day before Christmas, and then I had to go back to work the 26th. And then we hustled up and got all of our shutdown stuff done, and then that way we could have a 4-day weekend this week.
There you go.
Dale, you've pretty much been off the whole time, haven't you?
Yeah, we won't talk about it.
Because you're a teacher, right?
Yeah, I've been off since basically the week after Christmas.
Wow.
Or after Thanksgiving, excuse me, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because you've been doing a lot of hunting.
I've done a lot of hunting.
Nice.
So,
and I'm trying to get my truck going, and so I've been trying to work on it and get parts and everything else, and it's
So what are your guys' big goals? We'll say goals, because I like the way Chris said it in her live earlier, that she doesn't like to set resolutions. Goals are a better way to put it, and I agree with it. So what are your guys' goals for your channel in 2023? Like content output, maybe shorts outputs. If you have other social media, what are you planning on doing over there too?
We're going to increase our shorts quite a bit, and then we're going to become very consistent on our long form videos weekly is our goal. Content wise, just we're going to become more diverse, and we want to become more diverse in our content than what we are now. Like, it won't just be homestead or just cooking. It's going to be like more of what I've been doing. Some hunting, some dog training, some mechanic work, some, along with what else is going on the farm is kind of our goal,
What about you, Chef?
For us, I think we'll be doing the long form videos also. Don't really have a bunch of ideas at the moment. I know we'll put out shorts, long videos. We do have the national days that we've been doing with my daughter, so we'll be doing more of that. I'm gonna try to do some more live collabs with other channels, maybe some cooking collabs or something. I don't know. I actually supposed to have one coming up this week, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it or not. With work and everything, I know it's going to pick up this month, so we'll have to see how that goes. What else do we got? And then just really pushing the brand and the rub some more. Hopefully we can get back into more food sales and more kind of growing that part of the business.
You bet.
Yeah.
And hopefully becoming financially free. I want to retire, man.
Me too.
I'm tired of working.
Yeah. So
I want to be young enough to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So does anyone know if our Okie Homestead has ever been on a live? I'm sure they have. I haven't. I don't know if I've ever seen them on a live. I don't know if maybe I've just missed it with being busy though. Since the end of September, I haven't hardly been able to breathe. So
I always see them in the chat, and I watch videos. But
I really couldn't say. Yeah.
We and that goes along the lines with the collaborations. Well, I want to be more involved in collaborations, but I don't want it to venture away from what I already have going on.
Yeah.
They're going to have to fit in with my scheduling, is the problem. I have to learn how to say no to quite a few of them and focus and do a really good job on just a handful, because it just becomes too overwhelming for me, you know.
Yeah, and see, I think that's was so you. I mean, pretty much everybody in here knows that Dale and I did the Last Chance Cook-Off, and for 3 months before that thing started, it ate up every bit of our time. So it's very time consuming to do those big collaborations, and they were neat. It was fun to do, which we're planning on doing again this year. Dale's face didn't look like it there, but I'm just giving you a hard time, Dale. But it was fun to do, but it was very, very time consuming. And it does take a lot away from your creativity when you're spending too much time in other places versus your videos that you're trying to get done. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm not doing it again. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying it does take away from some of the creativity of making really nice videos every week to just trying to get something out so you don't forget, so you don't have content for the week. Yeah. I mean, collaborations are great, Chris. I agree 100%.
They are great. It's just we, as you can tell, anybody watches our channel, we're not, because we work in town, things like that, you know, we only have a certain amount of time. And if I'm on another project, then somehow I've got to figure out how to fit that along with the editing. So it just becomes a little too overwhelming for us.
And I'm the same way. No one's criticizing anyone for being able to stay home and have more time.
No, I think
everybody would love to.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes time is very precious to me.
Yeah, same here.
We have projects like, you know, I've got this Ranger project going on that I've got to get done, you know, so I can't spend time away from not working on that, you know, and stuff. And then farm wise, and now anybody can throw me on the bus and say, well, you know, you went on a hunting trip and stuff like that. But
you're allowed to have fun too.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have time for yourself.
That's right. If you're not having time for yourself, you're going to get burned out way too fast.
Exactly.
And it kind of fits in, like, I don't know. I put out a short, and I'm going to have a video coming out. I had a older bird dog that was part of our family, kind of got me back into hunting, and she passed away 2 days before Christmas. So,
sorry.
Well, you know, we knew it was coming. She's super old, but so now we have a new little youngster in the block. So that's why I say I'm going to have more of that kind of stuff. And it's kind of what I'm into right now, you know.
Nice.
But I enjoy it. We never started off to be a cooking channel. We just kind of fell into it, you know. People, like when we were selling at the farmer's market and things, people would be like, well, I don't even know what to do with the zucchini, or I don't know what to do. And so I'm like, well, let's put out a video. And a lot of that that we've done is just putting on our business page for the farm on our other social media. So that's kind of how I got that started, you know. But it's funny to me how a channel grows and changes from what it originally, you know, you thought it was to be. But
people change too, so you got to take that into consideration. I mean, people change, plans change. You know, like mine is not like the key word in mine is family, It's it's whatever the family's doing. And I was talking to Wendy well away earlier today on the phone, and she was talking about something on her channel, and I was telling her like if you look at my videos, it says I have 200 or something videos, but if I go into my YouTube studio, I have almost 600 videos, and that's like Christmas Day here, and this stuff that I don't want to put out for everybody to see, but my kids can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of content that I put up all the time. I'll go in and edit the video of me and the kids, and then we'll put it up. And that's just what I use it for. That I did that before I even started my YouTube channel, because my
For
wife
me-
said able to see it.
Yeah, for me, starting in barbecue and doing food and stuff, like we kind of ventured out into trying to do family stuff. But because I, excuse me, because I have a product that I'm trying to get out, also, I can't just stay in one niche, and going into just being and watching so much in YouTube. I like fishing, I like animals, I like watching other people and what they're doing. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna start branching out. And that's how we ended up kind of getting into the whole national days. And I mean, you'll see us do family stuff here and there. Not as much recently, but I think we're going to start doing that more. My wife wants to get more involved with the family things and just making those memories, like you said, for your kids to go back and watch.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where I heard it from, was the Arms Family Homestead. I don't know if anyone watches them here, but he kind of gave me the idea of putting it up on YouTube, but setting it on private. And that's what I did for a long time before I decided to start making videos. What is that, like a 2.9?
4.0 single overhead cam.
I know, I just give you a hard time.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to pop up to say what's up. I seen you were on, so I wanted to show a little support. I'm about to head up in the store right now, so.
All right, Chef, thanks for helping
you guys. And we'll see you guys.
Jeff.
All right, man.
Thanks, Chef.
Have a good one.
Talk to you later.
Peace.
P&P Barbecue. How's it going? If you guys have not checked out, it used to be Pull My Pork Barbecue. I think it even still says that on his logo, but man, he made a Cajun pork butt the other day. I will watch that. And since I can't eat very much meat, I was just sitting there drooling over it. I'm going to stop watching so many cooking channels.
And isn't that really like the main thing that you can't have? I'm glad you explained me. PMP.
Yeah, meat.
Had to change his. Did he have to change his channel name, or?
I don't know. I think it probably did it when we could ask him. Hey, when did you have to PMP? What did you change it, or were you forced to change your name?
Exactly.
It's not like he's not in there, but so meat is not the only thing I can't. I have to go to like 70 grams of meat a day versus.
So I think it's I don't know what your doctor has told you, but so I was talking to my cousin about gout because he has it pretty bad, and he said that a lot of doctors argue about it, but his doctor now agrees with him 100%. If he eats like peanuts, he gets it really bad. The protein gives it to him really bad.
No, so it's not that way. So there's like 200 different forms of gout. That's why everybody's always trying to tell you what you can and can't do. And every form of gout is different. And just like rheumatoid arthritis, there's so many different forms of arthritis. He just made some upgrades to his channel. That's why he did the name change.
It does. Sorry, guys. In order to see the comments, I have to not be able to see the screen. So
Yeah, so Hardnack, that is kind of what they've almost made my diet almost a vegan diet. But I don't think they ever really cure it because you have the crystallized buildup around all of your joints from the flare ups you've had in the past. I mean, yes, they can go in there and grind some of it out, but you'll always have the stiffness and stuff. Well, at least with the form of gout that I have and the form of RA that I have. Like, you remember looking at your grandparents' feet and they had the little bunions on the side of them, on the side of their big toe. Like, I already have those. Like, they want me to go get them shaved off this year. So,
Well, not really.
I'm
not really into feet like you are, Mitchell.
I'm not either, but I remember being a kid and being like, "Why is your foot like that, Grandma?" And she always said, "It's from wearing heels," which is true. They get it because their big toe gets pushed over, and it just and there's some more to it.
My wife tells me mine look like blocks. She said I have Flint's. They're the same size wide as they are thick and tall and long. I'm a very simple individual.
That's funny.
But,
yeah. So they told me
pretty bad severe thunderstorms here.
Yeah, it was thundering and stuff here earlier. Now the sun just come back out.
Yeah, it's just kind of an eerie day.
Yeah. Fred Flintstone feet, Nana said, or Lisa said. And then Chris said it too. But so like somebody was asking me the other day, like, what are my goals on like the subscriber count? I don't have goals. Like, it'd be nice to hit 800 by the end of the month. But am I going to count on it? No. I mean, I don't know if you can really set that kind of goal as I just want to do the best I can with making the content that I make and more short. My wife is going to be in charge of making shorts. So if the shorts aren't getting put out, people need to get on there and be like, "Come on, Nina, where's my shorts at?"
That's not uncomfortable or anything. Me asking your wife where my shorts are at.
Well, as long as you're not in my house, it's okay.
But no, and that's where we're at is, we want to improve our quality. And for us, it's the consistency thing. I know. We just, and it, some people, it's harder for them to put out a lot of content in the spring or the summertime. But for me, that's the best time for me when it doesn't get dark till like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah. I've got enough time to go to work, get all that done, and spend time outside still in the daylight to do filming. We're not.
Well, thanks, P&B Barbecue. No, I agree with you because it seems like in the summertime I can record 2 or 3 videos a day, and in the wintertime, like I struggle to get 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like because I say a day, like on the weekends whenever I actually record, and I do record. Like we had a
like your video with Landon pulling the baby goat, your premiere.
It was actually pretty good. I really thought that I need to start doing more premieres. I think I'm going to start doing premieres every Sunday, but I have to figure out when there's some people that I watch go live and kind of work around them a little bit.
I tell you, one time for one of the collaborations. Go ahead.
Can you guys see that?
Now I can.
So I walked out to this yesterday morning.
Oh my
A
gosh.
goat was hung up in a fence. Hey, Raquel. But yeah, I hope everyone hits it. Hey, 40 and Broke. Have you guys? Does everybody watch 40 and Broke? Because I really like his content. He talks just some financial stuff he talks about on there the other day. I thought was really good information.
I'm going to
But
be
I'll stop
honest. You know, that's one reason why I hopped on here with you when you were talking about that, you know, as a creator, sometimes I'm not the best viewer.
Oh, absolutely. I'm right there
Because
with you.
you know, honestly, I'm trying to figure out my own stuff along with life going on and everything. And when I do sit down to watch something, I'm on a mission. Like, I've been watching a lot of a certain channel because they're step by step on, you know, obedience training or something like that, you know. And so I'm like into that channel, or I spend time with the granddaughter and I end up watching some silly, Cocomelon or something like that. I don't have a lot of time to spend. And then I get asked to be on a lot of lives. So by the time you take that out of there, then
Dell froze up. Is that yes? That goat was stuck. I had to cut it out with bolt cutters. It'll be the next Sunday's video. That's just a video I was working on editing. You were froze up there, Dale.
Yeah, I thought it was you, but it was me. I don't know what happened there.
What's up, Denison X? The service is horrible. So you were saying you get caught watching a bunch of other videos with your grandkid and stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean. It can be tough. Hey Ginger, it can be tough at times to, especially because everybody has their own thing. Like I watch a lot of networking, not like networking with people, but like networking because of my job. Like I have to network things onto our local network at work, and then I also like a lot of crypto mining. I am into cryptocurrency, and I do have computers running currently all the time on crypto, mining crypto.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Crypto is it's non-fungible tokens. It's just internet money is a simple way to put it that everybody can understand. I think right now is a really good market to buy because it's all really down.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jerry. Yeah, I'm an electrical engineer, Denison. Digital currency, hard not. Yeah, it's computer money. That's the way I explain it to my wife, and she just nods and winks.
What is it good for, though?
So you can sell it. You can actually buy stuff with like Dogecoin right now. It's really cheap. I would pull it up, but I'm on both of my devices for that right now. So Dogecoin, you can actually buy a Tesla with Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin is, you can buy 200 of them for probably $13. But the next big bull run, they may go up to $5 a piece. You never know. So when they get high, you sell. It's like the stock market. You can play it like the stock market if you want, or you can hold them like my Bitcoins that I actually have. I held those. Now, was it the smartest decision? Yes, because I sold them high and I bought them back low. So when they got it to 69,000 or something like that a token, I sold all of them, and then I bought them back whenever they dropped down to $15,000 a token. So I made money off of them. Now, they could go away at any time too, mind you, but I didn't pay. So they banned online gambling in Oklahoma. And the only way to do online gambling at the time, whenever I was a young dumb and thought I had more money than I did, was to buy Bitcoin. And you played the poker that we were playing with the Bitcoin. Hey, Brenda. And so I was able to find my wallet when they started going up to like $20,000, $30,000, and I found them and I just held on to them until they hit 69,000, and then I sold them. Dumb luck. It was dumb luck is all it was. If I didn't have dumb luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
I'm with you there. I basically run on dumb luck.
Yeah. So the chat is moving fast over here on the other screen, but it's not hardly moving at all on this one.
Really?
Yeah. It's starting to get dark again here.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of thunderstorms supposed to be rolling in today. I don't know if they will or not. Okay, I must have missed something. I'm gonna go look at the chat real quick.
Uh-oh. Well, I was going to try to fire up a laptop so that maybe I have more of a stable signal, but
It hasn't been bad. I'm glad that Jerry was able to get his channel back. That's pretty cool. Whenever he did, that was pretty neat. Because he lost it there for a little bit. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that he ended up with it back. That's the important part. So it's 65 here. We're supposed to have So Hardnack is only about 35 minutes from my house. We need to set up a meet. Like I go meet them sometime. I need to make my video of meeting you guys because I have all of that content, but I couldn't do anything whenever my computer messed up. I was gonna make a highlights of the year video and like meeting you guys, Jan, gathered together. I was gonna have that all in one, and then have where we did the Okie Homestead Expo all on that same video. So meeting all the guys we met at that. So like Arms Family Homestead, Keeping It Dutch, Hidden Heights Farm. There's a whole bunch of them we met there. I was gonna have a big video, but I wasn't able to do.
Yeah, all those Okie channels, and then I've got a lot of people asking me if I'm going to Midwest meetup or something, and down in Oklahoma, and then Jan's having one right over here at Stockton Lake, which is only like it's an hour and a half from my house, roughly, or so. So in Missouri.
When are you guys doing that? Hey, Little Ridge. Sorry to hear about. So I've said it in a chat before, but sorry to hear about your whole situation with your house and everything. So Hardneck says there's a bunch of YouTubers going to meet up in Guthrie. When is that?
That's that Mid-America meetup at Lake Tenkil.
That's by Tahlequah. That's like 2.5 hours away. Guthrie is really close to my house.
Tahlequah is actually closer to me than it is to you, really.
Well, yeah, all my family lives at Tahlequah. My mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
MT is going to be at, yeah, he had his T-shirt on the other day talking about it, that Mid-America meetup. I think if they I don't think they should call it Mid-America. If you're going to call it Mid-America, it's got to be around Stillwater area because we are like, we're almost midpoint. Technically.
There is a town in Kansas that they actually have a sign outside the town that says Geographical Center of the United Lower 48 United States.
So the midpoint, we have Midway, Oklahoma, and there's a big plaque there. It's Midway, the midpoint between from East Coast to West Coast, not vertically, so not Texas, Canada. But there is a Midway, Oklahoma. Midway is 19th, 20th, and 21st in May. I need to write that down. It would be a good reason to go up, and I need to go take care of my grandpa and grandma's their cemetery stuff anyway. So, like, do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down. So,
look at you, you studious person, you.
That's right. Yeah. So my grandma, my mom. So it's kind of interesting. So my grandpa died, and then 3 months later, my mom died, and then 3 months to the day later, my grandma died, and they're all buried right beside each other. So I try to go up there pretty frequently and, put flowers out and everything. And it's right by Lake Tenkiller. It's at Keys, Oklahoma. There's two Keys.
I've never been to Lake Tenkiller before.
It's pretty neat. You can trout fish and everything there. The lower Illinois. You can float the river on the north side if it's open in May. I don't think it's open in May. Hey, Ginger is saying, Dale.
Hi, Ginger the Ninja.
Every time she's doing them game shows, I always get on there and try to just pest her because she's always winning.
She wasn't winning last night or yesterday.
Yeah, you can scuba dive there also. Man, I knew almost every one of those songs except one of them. I'm going to click you in on that one, Dale.
Okay, I'm going to shut down this one.
There you are. Yeah, so that's where I got my one of my scuba diving. That's where I did one of my scuba diving classes was at Tenkiller, and then I did my free dive in Hawaii when I was out there at Hawaii.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I can now.
I can't. I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. But hopefully that's a better, more clean signal.
Ginger, are you talking about me being Sir Mix-a-Lot? No, I'm not Sir Mix-a-Lot. I love music.
Man, I got that one like instantly.
Like the sweet cherry pie. As soon as it started playing, I was like, oh, I know that one.
I didn't know that one. But
I need to go get recertified. I haven't probably, so the last time I dove was probably 15 years ago. Probably 17 years ago because Landon wasn't born yet.
By our Okie
homestead.
Yeah, I've been to Tahlequah a bunch, but I've never been to like any of the lake. The only lake really, I've been around Grand Lake. I've never got to fish yet. Was there's one starts with an O right after you cross the state line, north of Tulsa. There.
What's it called, Dale? What's it called?
I'll butcher it and you'll make fun of me.
I know, that's why I'm waiting on you.
Lake Ulaga or Ugala or something like that.
Ulaga.
Uglaga.
Yeah.
Oogla, oogla, boogla, boogla. All I know.
Yeah, there's some interesting names here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, like no water.
No water, because they were thirsty. They didn't have no water.
We had no water.
It's like Stillwater. You don't want to drink the water in Stillwater.
No, because the water's still.
Yeah. Go back to work. All right. Chris, thanks for stopping in.
Secret. Chris has been like
How are the
working
baby
non-
kids? Go ahead. Joey, they're doing awesome. Unfortunately, there's some things on the farm that people haven't got to see because of the computer's been problematic. So we've had 7 more goats that did not make it. A set of triplets. Their mom laid on them. Like, they were fine for like 3 days. And then their mom literally laid on all 3 of them and killed them.
A boar goat nanny, let me guess.
No, it was pygmy.
Ooh, I haven't really heard that out of them.
Yep, sure was pygmy.
The boar goats,
Oh, horrible moms.
horrible. Horrible.
Mm-hmm. But so we've been crossing. So I still have some purebred boar goats that I keep purebred because the bucks out of them always generally make a better buck on top of a Spanish nanny, and they keep that boar appearance, so they still sell really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I've pretty well crossed all of them out, except I think I have 3 left that are 100% boar goats, and they'll stay, and I'll keep breeding them back to 100% boar goat because I can sell their babies for a lot of money, like $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah. So what we had was not pure like ABGA. They were essentially show goats,
All right.
4-H and FFA show goats out of really good lines that did a lot of winning. But those mamas were horrible. Like, they would lay down, have kids, and walk away from them. Just leave them lay there. Like, you have to put them in a pen and make them nurse and keep them in there and, like, babysit them for like a day or 2. And then after that, it was like, oh, well, I guess I'm supposed to do this. And then they would raise them.
Yeah, that's what. So that's the reason why I have those kidding pens where they're at, is in that barn. So we'll go out there, and especially with a young doe that's never had them before. Usually after they have them once, you don't really have to babysit them as much. But if they're a virgin nanny, you have to. I mean, sometimes they don't have any idea what's going on.
We're talking the ones that were first-time kidders. Yeah, I figured that would be, but we're talking like some of these I had were 3 and 4 years old. That we had them that were kids, and they're still just, 40 and broke says cows are stupid. But no, I think a cow is smart. Like, if a cow has a calf, it's worried about it and wants to lick it and mother it and get it to nurse. These goats.
I mean, there's some exceptions to the rules. I have seen some black baldies. Those black baldies, for some reason, they just don't like being a mom. I've seen them stomp their babies to death.
But
I have some those heifers that we have. They are, well, hopefully in the next few days we have some baby calves, because they are to be getting really close. They're Aberdeens and Jersey crosses. Jabberdeens is what the people that raised them are calling them.
Jabberdine.
Yeah.
That's Pathways just had a new baby from their Jersey milk cow, and I think it's Aberdeen and Jersey cross.
Yeah.
It always cracks me up that they call the milk that they sell from their Jersey milk cow, because her name's Freedom. They call it Freedom Juice. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. So I don't know. Is everybody's internet been real flaky lately?
Ours has not been like really, really great.
So you know how I always have awesome internet, right, Dale?
Mm-hmm.
Ours has. I mean, like we have the Chromecast in, and it will literally lose signal, and then a couple minutes later pop back up. Like I've been amazed that I've been on this long without it losing.
Well, and that's what mine will do. Like at the house, it will literally. We've been lucky the last few lives we've been on, it doesn't do it, but like you'll be sitting there, say streaming something, and all of a sudden it'll just shut. I mean, it's like the switch shuts completely off, and you have to give it like 20 minutes for it to either work it out, or you restart the modem and reset everything, and then it'll go back to working.
So they're putting fiber. They're putting fiber optics in around here, and I just talked to Nina about it because we have the really big internet package, and we don't have it for any reason other than Nina was a realtor whenever we got internet, and we needed to make sure that we had plenty of stuff for her and for us to still be able to watch TV and stuff. So we have the really big package. So I was talking to the guy that's putting it all in, and he said that he would keep us on the same package if we went to the fiber. And I was like, really? For the same price? So we're probably because we only pay like $34 a month for the business plan.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap. Like a third of what we pay.
Yeah.
For dial-up.
But we've had it for ours is satellite. But I can see the hub from my house. Like I can look up, I can see it right now. So, and we're set as priority for some reason. I don't know the reason behind that, but we set as priority.
So they brought fiber within actually under a half a mile from my house, but they wouldn't bring it on up to my house. Too much rock. They said it would never pay for them to saw all the rock to bring the fiber to my house.
Tell them to run it overhead by the power lines. They can now with that new fiber cable that they have. They run that stuff above ground now because it will withstand bending almost 90 degrees before it breaks.
But so actually the reason why mine costs so much, and mine's really not, it's not dial up. It's not like fax machine. It's just a little bit better than that. It's, what do they call it? DSL or whatever.
Yeah.
But the only way that I can get it is I have to get a local phone line along with the internet. And that's why it makes it cost so much. And literally, we have never used that phone since it was put in. We don't even know where the phone's at. We got like the jack, for like a cordless phone. I really think we threw it away. We have tore our house apart. We cannot find it anywhere.
Well, now you don't really need it. You can do it from your computer now.
We use our cell phones. So
yeah. Well,
it's funny. They used to ask you on all kinds of forms, like your home phone number. And I've noticed most all the forms have done away with that. It all just says cell phone number.
Yeah. So ours, we don't. So we had the first internet that we had at our other house. We had the big 2-story house we lived in. We had It was through the TV provider internet, and it was horrible. And so I was pretty hesitant about this, but it's pretty nice.
Well,
Dale, get a hotspot, Dale. I pay $65 a month unlimited.
I have tried the hotspot situation, and it doesn't work very well.
Yeah, because his cell service isn't very great at his house. Like he'll drop you if he gets off of Wi-Fi at his house.
Yep. Mitchell knows firsthand. Him and I talk on the phone, and it's not very good.
It's like, Dale, get back in your house.
Exactly.
The new fiber lines stopped. What did I say? The new fiber lines are stopping just shy of a mile from here. I was getting so happy. Yeah, I'm lucky they're running it. They have to run it by my house to get it to the town. So I'm pretty fortunate.
You are fortunate. Yeah, the hotspot situation I have talked. See you 40 and broke. Sorry.
Oh, you're all right.
I actually I'm this nerd. I went to the county commissioner meeting just to go and support my county commissioners and take part in local government. And I actually was talking to the IT head for the county, and they're looking to set up more towers for I call it the CORS network, so they've got radio towers and all over the county for like EMS and stuff like that. And they use cell phone or internet towers for it, so then it provides, new wave or whatever kind of satellite internet. And I was telling him about our situation, and he doesn't have a tower in that area. So I'm actually checking into that right now.
Yeah. So we're pretty fortunate where we are because we're right beside 412, and 412 you can go down 412 and you never lose signal. So I can see one tower out the window that way, and if you go outside and you go to the edge of my property that way, you can see another tower, and then there's a cell tower north of my house. So we got tons of cell service. It's the fiber will make the internet so much better, especially for my crypto mining.
Here at work, we have fiber here.
Yeah,
where I work, which I'm not working, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you're working on a Ranger. Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But so that Aaron Hatmaker, thanks for stopping in.
I've never. That's a new one for me, Ernie Hatmaker. I'm gonna have to check you out. I don't know you.
Yeah, I don't know that one either. But thanks for coming in. I appreciate your time. Little Ridge, we have. So my internet. I have my neighbor just directly east of me. They have horrible internet, like Dale has, and they will come up and pull in the drive or in the little circle drive, and they'll start. So whenever they have to get on their big dairy meetings, the Skype ones, they'll pull up in there and they'll just sit there and park and hop on my Wi-Fi so they can do it. Because
that's crazy.
But yeah,
yep.
It has since Christmas break started. Well, there was someone hit a telephone pole just north of my house on the other side of the road, and that's the side that the internet runs in. And ever since they've hit that, I have not had good internet.
Carp says Ernie is awesome. So
yeah, Jerry knows him. That's cool. I have an uncle named Ernie. He's got big old white turkeys. I'm talking like I never seen a white turkey. growing up as a kid around here. But he has them. He lives in Arkansas, and I'm talking. These things are like they're the biggest turkeys I've ever seen in my life. And I took the kids over there one time, and that's the first time I seen them, and they started chasing the kids around. It was hilarious.
Yeah, my wife hates turkeys. She had one growing up, and she used to have to carry around a fishing pole because it would try to attack them all the time, try to flog them.
Yeah.
And so she hates turkeys. If I mentioned getting turkeys at my house, I'd probably have a divorce.
So my wife has been looking for, the miniature deer. I can't remember what they're called. They're from Africa, South Africa, or Africa somewhere. They're called something. They have the twisted horns. So there's a lady around us that raises them. That's where they're from. But my wife wants to buy some.
Really? So you're going to have to get a game license in, aren't you?
Yeah. That's not that hard.
Well, I need a line on if anybody has any homing pigeons. I need some pigeons. I need some squeakers.
There's a guy in Stillwater that actually raises them. I will talk to him tomorrow. I'll see him tomorrow. I work with him.
I want to get some homing pigeons for dog training. Because you put them in bird launchers and then they just fly back to the roost. And then you can use them time and time again. And then the ones that don't want to keep coming back, you use those for the other portion of it. The harvest and retrieve.
No, he raises them like he sells the eggs out of all of the ones that he does, and then you have to hatch them. I've talked to him about it. I've never.
Will he ship eggs?
Yeah, he ships them. He ships them everywhere. He ships them all over the country.
I may want to talk to him about shipping me some, and I'll hatch them, and I'll make a video.
They say that's one of the best ways to get them to always fly back home.
Because you raise them from like pullet or chicks right there, and that's home to them.
That's my understanding. I could be wrong. That's just the way he's explained it. He said that's the best way to do it. Like I've never heard of blackheads in turkeys. I'm not a turkey. What do you call that?
Expert.
Yeah. We have that turkey that Landon has, and the girls and my wife are terrified of this thing. Oh, Ricky, I think is what Landon calls him. Because you walk outside and like he comes up to the back door and he doesn't try to attack you, but he wants his food and you take his food out there and dump it and he's good. If you don't pay any attention to him, he's fine. I need more pigeons. Yeah, well, I'll talk to him about it, definitely. See when he's going to be hatching some eggs. Because I know he said that he had to ship some to some place, and he was waiting. They were like 3 months out before they could get eggs.
Yeah. I know some people race them. It kind of sounds fun. Like one guy I follow, he got him for his dog training business, and now he's got into, in his off time, he got to racing these pigeons, or seeing how far that he could. He took some like 20 or 25 miles from his house, and they were back like within a couple days. They were back home. It was crazy,
It's neat to see them. You think back, a couple hundred years. That's how they sent They
That's
sent
what they sent
information, you know?
messages and stuff. Yeah.
So, Generational Homestead said my grandpa races them whenever he was a kid. That's cool. You know, I want to get some quail. I've talked to Dell about that before, but I'd like to get some quail.
Yeah.
And we definitely have to do a garden this year with the diet that the doctors put me on. So that's always fun. Groceries are just getting so expensive, and they're not ever going back down.
Yeah, that's everybody wants to talk. Oh, well, it's going to get better. All this is going to get cheaper. Listen, it ain't going to get cheaper.
No. I'm surprised they let gas drop back down. If it wasn't so there's a huge argument of how much the government is in control of pricing the fuel. They say, oh, it's not, it's supply and demand, which to an extent it is. But if you raise the price to something, they're not just going to drop it back down unless the demand goes completely away or the complete economy is in shambles, which by all accounts it is. I mean, I look at and there's a lot of people saying right now that the market's not going bad, but why is the housing market already crashing?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, I mean, you also need to put this. I mean, I don't ever claim to be like this really, really, really smart intellect person, but I want you to riddle me this. If they increase the price of something, what does that do to the percentage of sales tax collected on that? The percentage doesn't change, but what happens if you use a larger figure and apply the same amount of percentage to it?
Oh, wait, yeah, your taxes are going to be more.
It increases, correctly?
Yeah.
So they are now generating more tax money for the same product. You think they're ever going to let it go back the other direction? It's not going to happen.
Well, so I could be wrong, and I don't know 100% on Kansas, but do you guys have a grocery tax you have to pay?
So we did, and supposedly our governor has done away with it. But what's kind of funny to me is I go to the grocery store and I still have to pay tax. It's not like I go to the grocery store and there's no taxes.
Well, yeah. Well, we have local sales and state sales tax, which is horrible, and we're probably one of the highest tax states in the country.
We used to be able to cross a state line and pay less for gas than what we pay here in Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, on like gas, there's a little bit of give and take on the gas, but I'm talking like overall sales tax. Some is a 7. So we don't pay grocery tax is what I was getting at. But I've never quite understood how they tax it. And 2, what are your thoughts on registering your garden per the USDA?
Not going to happen. Guess what? I just don't have a garden. I don't have a garden if the USDA wants to know.
Have you seen that though, Dale?
Yeah. I was going to put out a video about it, and I just haven't got to it yet. But yeah, it's not going to happen.
So
because here's what's going to happen, people. They want you to report your garden, and they're going to want you to report how much that you raised through your garden, and then they're going to want to tax that because you took that out of the tax, or they're going to want you to somehow report that.
No, so in the article on the article on the USDA, it was pretty much saying that it turns it into a community garden. So if someone is hungry, they can come to your house
They
because
can
it's
come to your
registered
house and
and
harvest.
get
Yeah.
produce.
So as someone who sells at the farmers market things that I work hard and invest money to grow, are you kidding me? You know,
yeah,
I mean, if someone I know is needing groceries and they can't afford to pay it, you
that's
don't think
different.
that the 9 acres isn't going to help? I mean,
right. Well, that's completely different. Like if you come to me and you say, "Hey, man, I can't afford to feed my family or myself." Well, come out here with a shovel for a little bit, and we can remedy that. You know,
we can do a little trade labor for, yeah,
100%. I mean, I might not have everything, but I have, you know, I can feed my family off of the stuff that I get off of our property.
I've told people before, they're like, well, we just can't afford to pay for a whole hog or a half a hog, you know, at one time, or that lump sum. I'm like, start making me payments as you can. And when you pay enough to pay for it, guess what? I take it in and have it processed and you get it. You can spread it out over months that way.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we kind of went to packages, you know.
Yeah,
so we start getting
that's why we're
and
going.
We try not, and that's one of the reasons why we don't charge. So $6 a pound for just about any cut of meat that you want, right? That's from steaks to bacon. I don't care, because I'm still making pretty good money at $6 a pound on every cut. That it's I'm fine with not selling it for more than that. So interestingly enough, we got a huge deal going on over here in the chat. But so they're actually comparing this the registering your garden to how they did in South Africa. There's some other channels that I've been watching talking about it and how they're comparing it. It's a little far-fetched in my opinion, but I guess I can see some people's opinion on it. I don't completely disagree, but I don't quite see it either.
Yeah. Jerry Carpenter, Self-Reliance I agree with you. I get orders all the time. He does for a whole cow, and then the sticker shock they say, I'll go to the grocery store. But they don't put a pencil to it and figure out that it's sticker shock that they're so afraid of is actually less and way higher quality. So they can't compare it to that select or low choice that they're buying in a grocery store compared to your prime product coming from your farm. If they go and look at the prime, you're actually selling it to them less than what they can buy it at the grocery store a piece at a time.
Well, yeah, you definitely are. So especially, so you say, I don't know what you're selling them at a pound at, Jerry, to on the hoof, or how you're doing a hanging weight. I don't know that. That's your opinion, how you do it, but it is still cheaper, even at $3 a pound hanging weight, plus their processing fee. It is still cheaper to buy a whole cow versus going and buying half of the individual cuts at Walmart or a big box store.
So, Ernie, I agree with that statement. Other than I feed Cornish Cross on pasture, and we harvested 8 weeks. And there's no way. Mine are like $22.50 a piece. But mine are not getting fed anything that people don't like. Plus, they're getting all of the benefits of the grass and everything else. And I handle them from the day they're from the day they're hatched till the last day of their life, and even after that, you're talking about me and my family are the ones that handle it safely and all naturally. Like
Hardneck, you can do it now. I thought I made you a moderator earlier when I made someone else a moderator. Yeah, because so that's one of the things that I was actually we have to start doing this year because the doctor said more chicken and less other higher fatty meats is so we are going to have to raise pasture chickens this year. So it's we Nina and I have been talking about it, but it has to happen this year. Don't have a choice.
Well,
because I'm not.
Yeah,
go ahead, Dale.
I think you should also look at incorporating rabbit into your diet. From the sounds of it, probably the leanest red meat you can possibly eat. In fact, a person can starve to death eating nothing but rabbit. But I would look into that if I was you. And very fast turnaround for your protein, also, Mitchell. You know, what 14 to 15 weeks to harvest from birth. But some people don't like rabbit, and the cute factor.
Rabbit is actually because rabbit is considered a red meat. I had this discussion with my sister. So them it being considered a red meat, they man, it is coming down. We need to rain.
I do agree 100% with Joey. Eat venison, one of the leanest proteins there is, but which so would your goats be also. Do you harvest any of your goats and eat any of your goats?
No, we don't. Hang on, I'm trying to do something real quick for.
Nana says it's pouring there. It's not here, Nana. Which I'm 30 miles from Nana right now.
There's Ernie's deal. How do I grab our link and use it so we can have a session on that? I thought isn't Ginger is Ginger still in here?
You mean
Joey
Ginger the Ninja?
Yeah.
Joey's in here, but so carp, I'm with you. Moving more to pork. Pigs are a whole lot easier than cattle.
I have pigs.
I'm way in on pork. That's one of the main things that we do on our farm. You really have to watch your feed costs and have to be really good.
So that's something I want. That's a good topic. That's a good topic, Dale. So how much? So I figured it up one time. Anywhere from 700 to 900 pounds of feed takes to feed out a hog. It can vary a little bit. Now, what you pay per ton varies a lot because if you buy it in bulk, it's a lot cheaper. But you can't buy it in bulk if you only have one or two because they just don't eat it fast enough. Otherwise, it will mold or mildew. So you can actually feed a hog pretty reasonably priced, depending on your area, right, Dale? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it depends on your area, and it depends on. So the way I really cheapen up my feed cost is, I hate to be the guy that says don't go to the whatever the store or to buy it or anything, but instead go to a local farmer and get the corn or whatever from them, and I grind it myself. and
Yeah,
makes
if
my
you can
own
do
feed.
that, if you can do that 100%.
New tornado watch in effect till 10 p.m. here. Nana says it's hailing now. I got to pull up this radar.
So I've always been into like meteorology, but never like for real, like just kind of a hobby, kind of a thing. Not really a hobby either. It's just like I'll get on there and glance and look at the upper, limits and the lower limits and kind of see where the storms are at and everything. Magnificent. I can't talk right now. Magnificent Germany with
Darren.
Darian, isn't it? Darian, yeah.
Hey, human Nicole.
Oh, Nicole is in here. What's up, Nicole Chafe? Nicole's hilarious. So, oh yeah, look at there. There we go. Hang on a second, Dale. I'll bigify you. Oh yeah.
That's going to 9 o'clock. It's supposed to be that bad. But
so my wife's family is going back to Germany this year. Hopefully, I know it's not possible, but I was hoping to go back to back over there. I love it. I love hanging out over there. So many going. So I'm going to be planting 10 acres of corn for the pigs myself this year. Not doing deer not allowed. Yeah. Let me know how that deer situation works out for you, Jerry. It's by Lauterbach. It's really close to it's really close to Lauterbach. It's called Wallenrod is the name of the town where her family's from. There in Hessen.
Sorry, I wanted to call Nana and see if she was okay.
Oh, yeah.
She said the
right.
puppy tried to jump on top of her head when it thundered and carried on. Which he's not a puppy. He's 5 months old, but he has the mentality of a little puppy still,
Yeah. Yeah. So so my wife's family, it's a lot of fun. I go over there and I spend the last time we were there, I think we spent 6 or 8 weeks there. It's a lot of fun.
I would love
Do you have a story
to go to Germany.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, it's so my wife inherited 3 houses over there.
No.
Are you talking to me or Dale?
Wendy at Hardnack's asking me if we have a storm shelter. No, we do not.
My whole garage floor is a storm shelter underneath it.
We both grew up here, and I've never had a need.
It was built in my house when I bought it. It's all concrete. Like you go in my garage, and then there's a set of stairs going down, and the whole underneath my garage is a tornado shelter.
Yeah, Nana would love for us to have one. So that might have to be on goals for 2023 to get Nana a storm shelter because she freaks out.
Georgia is a long ways for me. I'm in the middle of Oklahoma. In March.
One in July in Hindenburg. Hindenburg.
Yeah. We have a below ground. So I used to work at Ground Zero Tornado Shelter Company here in Oklahoma. So if anyone is interested in a tornado shelter, when you call, tell them that I sent you. They know who I am. I don't know if you'll get a discount or anything like that, but you might. I'd call Richard and ask.
Well, I should probably start thinking about trying to get something done.
Oh, Darren said he spent some time in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Yeah, I know where that's at.
You might know a little bit about Fort Sill, huh?
Yeah. I'm terrified of tornadoes.
That is the one thing that does not bother me at all. Tornadoes do not scare me. Straight line wind scares me.
Heading home, Dale? Question mark. Nana.
Okay, Nana.
That sounded more of like a demand than a question, Lisa. You might as well have typed "head home, Dale." Now.
Exactly.
We all got it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Do you all have bad storms a lot, Mitchell and Dale? So more so here in Oklahoma than Dale and Kansas, because it usually goes right in between Dale, just south of Dale a little bit. The bad ones do, or they're a little bit farther east, right? For the most part.
So they kind of start right down in Mitchell, like just east of Mitchell, and they either west of you.
Yeah.
Kind of the ones that we worry about in our area are east of Stillwater. That's the ones that kind of head up towards me. And then they track from that to the northeast, kind of so that's kind of the path that we're worried about. But most of them end up either going to the west of us or to the east of us, or by the time they get to us, they're down to just straight line wind and stuff like that. Peterson Farms in Nashville, test driving my truck now. Cool.
That is awesome. So
I wish I was test driving mine.
Yeah. So for us, Stillwater has got hit by tornadoes before. Stillwater's in, and Brenda, if she's still in here, she could tell you. Stillwater's in like this bowl, right? We're like a low bowl. So tornadoes don't like to go down. Generally, when they do, they dissipate. But they'll ride that bowl, and unfortunately for me, I'm on the edge of the bowl where I live at. So, but there's never, our house was built in 1962 or 63, and we have never had a tornado hit it directly. But right after we bought it, our property line north of us, it was hit by a tornado all through the trees right there. So, but we haven't directly. So, Dale, if you need to go, so Lisa feels a little bit more safe.
I was going to say, I might drop out and then join you again when I'm in my vehicle. But
okay, well, make sure Lisa's safe.
I can always make sure Lisa's safe.
All right, Dale.
All right, we'll talk. See you.
All right,
bye everybody.
But yeah, so that's how the storms generally work for us. There hasn't, and fortunately, usually when they hit that Stillwater area, they kind of pick up and overshoot us. But Stillwater has got hit before a few times. So, I mean, I'm not terrified of them. My wife is definitely terrified of them. We do, like, if I tell my wife, we have that huge tornado shelter. So I tell her, if she doesn't feel good, just go get in the tornado shelter. I'd rather her be more comfortable with it that way. And then I have I have these Baofeng radios, and I have them. I have a few of them set on because they are technically ham radios. So you got to be careful with Baofeng radios, just so you know, because you can be in like I have them set to the Tri-County Fire and Rescue here in my area. So, and they track any bad tornadoes. So my wife can kick it on, and if there is bad storms, and she just has to listen to it. And if it's by a road she knows the name of, she knows that she needs to be, in a tornado shelter. So that's something to always be mindful of, especially growing up in the area. I know where everything is, for miles and miles around my house. So I know what's close and what's not close. Yeah, Joey, I try to be, and down in the tornado shelter, there's a couple days worth of food, a couple 5-gallon buckets with some trash cans in case for some reason it gets trapped. Because I did work for the tornado shelter company. Before I get too sidetracked there, I worked for a tornado shelter company for a few years, and we would always have to give people recommendations of things to put down in their tornado shelter. And I always recommended a couple of days of food, some 5-gallon trash or some 5-gallon buckets with lids and trash sacks. Because if you are trapped in there for any reason, you want to be able to go to the bathroom if you have to. And with the 5-gallon buckets in the trash sacks, you can, and then just put the lid back on it so you don't have the smell and stuff like that. That's always a good thing to have. First aid kits. And I've done a lot of first aid and first responder stuff. So I have a pretty intensive first aid kit down there in the bedroom, in the horse trailer. In my wife's car, it's a little bit smaller, but I have some tourniquets, some big stopping the bleed, like gauze pads with the quick coagulating stuff on it. So because I was a volunteer I was a volunteer firefighter for right out of high school for a little bit, just because I thought it would be maybe an important skill to have or to know. So, I always like to learn different things. So that's always a plus for me anyhow. So, and then when you put in a tornado shelter, if you currently have one and you don't know if it's registered with your local fire department, you can actually get the GPS coordinates. So if you have a Garmin, it's like the Garmin, I don't remember which one. It's a 6-point satellite to get your GPS coordinates. You can get them off of the Garmin's. A lot of the phones anymore, you can get them, and you can give them your address and your GPS coordinates directly to the door of your tornado shelter, which is always important too. And then make sure that your local fire department, the one that's going to be coming out to you, has a record of your tornado shelter, so they know to come look for you if your house is hit. That's important too. That's one of the things I always told people, because working for the tornado shelter company, we weren't required to give it to them, but since we always had the GPSs, the Garmin GPSs in the truck, I would just take it out and go over there, because it was a 6-point GPS, and then hit GPS coordinates right at the front door, and it would give it, and I could write it down, and I would just hand it to the people so they could give that to their local fire department, because it is a very handy to have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all down there too. Hard knock out, rubbing alcohol, peroxide, and electrolytes. Pedialyte is actually a really good one, because it's already bottled up in a bottle. You just got to make sure you rotate it out. It's the same way with any of your things that you keep down there. And like, I don't know, do you guys know what an Esbit stove is? The little white tablets, the little folding. Yeah, it has electricity in it. But I also have like the little Esbit stoves that just fold out, and you can put like a canteen cup, works really good on it. So like some ramen noodles, and it works pretty good. And tornado shelters should be ventilated correctly too. That's always something to consider when you have a tornado shelter. Make sure they're vented properly, and a good a pump that's rigged up outside. So if for some reason your tornado shelter does start taking water, you can, like a little bilge pump. They make them that are battery operated. You can get them on Amazon. It's a good thing to keep down there too. Yeah, that's. I didn't do during May 3rd tornadoes. I was still in high school. Obviously, I'm not very old. I'm not saying you're old. Don't take that the wrong way. Sump pump, yeah. Sump pump is a really good idea because on 168th Street in Oklahoma City, south of Oklahoma City, in between Norman and Oklahoma City, I put a bunch of those tornado shelters in that got hit 5 or 6 years ago. It got hit really bad. It just went in there and wiped out like 4 miles straight, just going straight west or east. It took out that school and stuff. I put a bunch of those tornado shelters in there, and a lot of them did fill up with water. You're not old, just being in your 50s. I'm just young. Yeah, but so Hardnack, unfortunately, that it is not a requirement to register your tornado shelters. It is suggested, not required. The most we have to prepare for is hurricanes. Hurricanes, and tropical storms, they've always fascinated me. I've never experienced one of them. So I don't know. I don't know what would be worse, a hurricane or tornado or tropical storm. I mean, especially because it's a hurricane on the ocean, tropical storm when it hits land, if I'm not mistaken. Your below ground leaks. Oh, our below ground leaks. We have above ground. So I have witnessed some of the testing for the above grounds, like firsthand witnessed this testing for the above grounds. And I would be below if I had the preference. Now, if that's all I had, that's all I had. But especially, like I put one in an above ground in for some people just a couple miles away whenever I was still working for the tornado shelter company, and we had to it was above ground because they were wheelchair bound, so we had to extend the door a little bit more so it would open up. And I mean, they do go through pretty rigorous testing, the above ground shelters, especially the concrete ones. But on the below ground concrete, when I've seen a 4x4 post, whenever we put the ones, I put a bunch of them in Georgia and Tennessee area. And then a couple months later, they got hit by pretty bad storms, and we had to go back over there and reinstall some of the ones that did get damaged pretty bad. But there was a 4x4 post shoved through the side of a couple of the concrete outside shelters, the ones that are kind of mounded up. I mean, it's crazy, but it can happen, especially with a lot of the straight line winds hitting real hard like they do. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have one in the house because a lot of the storms, because you guys know, you live in Oklahoma, they can get wrapped, especially at night. The tornadoes can get wrapped in rain pretty bad, and then they won't be able to see them or locate them. So just having one really accessible is really nice. I would prefer below, but if all I got is, if all I have is above, that's what I'm going to get in. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody that's came in. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I've been on here for an hour and 56 minutes, so we'll go right to the 2-hour point and then we'll shut it off. But I do appreciate everybody that stopped in and hung out with us, like I'm talking about myself in third person there. It's been fun just hanging out, talking. Like I say, I don't get to do it very often during the daytime, or during a work day. So I just thought I would hop on here and shoot the breeze with everybody for a while. And I really appreciate everybody coming on. I have 2 screens here, so I'm looking at this one, and then I'm turn over, look at this one, because they're 2 different screens, and that's why you see my eyes going from one place to another. Well, thanks, Joey. Yeah, everybody have a blessed day for sure, and make sure everybody grabs up. Let me see if I still have it on here. I think this is the channel. We'll click on it and check. Yep, that's it right there. Yeah, if you haven't checked out that channel, check them out. Just go over there and give them a look. I'm gonna check out there. It's Ernie's channel. So yeah, the Ernie Hat Maker. So go check them out and see if you guys like their content. And like I said, everybody, thanks for coming in. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. Have a good one, guys.